Late today, Pentagon sources told CBS's Bob Orr that contrary to early reports, U.S. Air Force jets did get into the air on Tuesday while the attacks were underway. Bob, what can you tell us about that?
Well, Dan, we do now know tonight, as the terrorist attack was unfolding on Tuesday, the U.S. military scrambled fighter jets in a desperate attempt to intervene. At 8:44, two F-15s received a scramble order at Otis Air Force Base on Cape Cod. But 2 minutes later, at 8:46, American Airlines Flight 11, the first hijacked jet, slammed into the World Trade Center.
Yet 1 week after 9/11, in response to initial reports that the military failed to defend our domestic airspace during the hijacks, NORAD issued an official chronology which stated that the FAA notified NORAD of the second hijacking at 8:43. Wrong. FAA notified NORAD of the third hijacking at 9:24, according to your report. Wrong. FAA notified NORAD of the fourth hijacking at an unspecified time, and that prior to the crash in Pennsylvania, Langley F-16 Combat Air Patrol planes were in place, remaining in place to protect Washington, D.C. All untrue. In public testimony before your 9/11 Commission in May of 2003, NORAD officials stated, I assume under oath, that at 9:16 they had received the hijack notification of United Flight 93 from the FAA. That hijacking did not occur until 9:28. There was a routine cockpit transmission recovered at 9:27. And in that testimony before you, NORAD officials stated also that at 9:24 they received notice of the hijacking of the third plane, American Flight 77. Also untrue according to your report.
The 9/11 Commission is expected to release its final report next month, but today's presentation, called a staff statement, was dramatic and powerful. It focused on how the federal government reacted to the hijackings on 9/11. Today's statement also included a detailed timeline.
I mean, NORAD stood up at the first hearing and had a chart which listed how many minutes, you know, that they were informed of something, which totally changed. Not one place in the media did I see them go into, what do you mean? How did NORAD come to the first hearings and the FAA with timelines that were not true? You know, why would that happen? And I don't remember anybody in the media following up on the delay in intercept time. I remember them taking whatever the commission said as fact.
Yet NORAD's public chronology on 9/18/01 and their commission testimony 20 months later covered up those truths. They lied to the American people, they lied to Congress, and they lied to your 9/11 Commission to create a false impression of competence, communication, coordination, and protection of the American people. And we can set up all of the oversight possible at great additional cost to the American taxpayers, and it won't be worth an Enron pension if the people responsible lie to us. If they take their records and doctor them into falsehoods, and if they get away with it. Because for almost 3 years now, NORAD officials and FAA officials have been able to hide their critical failures that left this country defenseless during 2 of the worst hours in our history. And I believe that President Bush must call those responsible for those representations to account. If the Commission's accounts are correct, he should fire whoever at FAA, at NORAD, or anywhere else betrayed their public trust by not telling us the truth. And then he should clear up a few discrepancies of his own.